Everyone, and welcome back to the Sims 4 speed build. So guess where we're at? The BFF household lot. We are doing an ultra modern version of their home. So this is not even really a renovation. I fully demolished their house, and actually what was here was my version, which was more of a like a traditional or classical style kind of home. But it's this is going to be full ultra modern, full speed ahead, and it's meant to blend in with my previous speed builds I've done, which were all modern starter homes. So this just kind of ties it all together in this little neighborhood in Willow Creek, and they're all ultra modern or modern homes that surround. But this one is the biggest. This is a full size home. There wasn't really any budget in mind for this house, but it does kind of come in around the 70,000 simoleons mark. We'll say 70,513 simoleons in the end. But I didn't really set a budget for myself. I was just building for fun. It was kind of a break from the starter homes. I could just kind of run free, and I did still keep the budget in mind, but it wasn't like I was restricting myself like I would be with starter homes. I just used whatever the BFF household had, and then from demolishing the house and the furnishings, just whatever was there. I didn't even use Motherlode or Kaching or anything. So as far as houses, as far as packs go, I'm not going to name them all. The reason being is there are 22 packs. And so I'd be here probably all day naming 22 packs. So I used a variety of different objects from every pack. Anything you can think of, it pretty much is probably required in this lot. But it is a beautiful home nonetheless. So it has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So it's a big house, actually. Great family home on a 40 by 30 lot. And yeah, I used a black and like a light blue theme, and then a gray exterior. And then the idea with the whole back of the roof being glass was that it was just like fully glass. Kind of, we could basically just call it a glass house if you want. So don't throw stones, but you'll break your windows. Plus, all the creeper neighbors will probably look in. And I thought about that too, because there's a community garden behind the house, but I also thought it was nice to look over that from the kitchen or the living area. So that is what that whole back end of the house becomes. All these windows in the front are bedrooms and just hallways or living spaces, and that's pretty much what that is. I also have to say that we do not return the garden pots to the side of the house. Nope, we do a pool. I don't really do pools a lot. I don't know why. I just kind of don't. I guess because my Sims or I really don't personally use them. But it was nice to do a pool, something different, and it made the yard look like really nice. I think I did keep a lot of the landscaping from my renovation called Garden Essence Reno when I did this. With the more traditional style homes. So I just thought some of the landscaping I could reuse. Like, why not? Like, I was going to reuse some of the same bushes and trees and stuff, so I just shifted around and things. But really, I wanted to keep a lot of what I had used because it's really nice, and it actually complements the house really well, I think. So I also have to say it is Wednesday, March 15th, and you know what that means? Yep. We are basically growing together Eve, if you're watching this in the evening on Wednesday, March 15th, but it's like Christmas Eve, but it's expansion pack Eve. We are going to get the new expansion in just a matter of hours. I think it comes out at like midnight. If you're staying up that late, I will tell you what, I am not staying up until midnight. I did pre-order the pack, so just to get the extra items, but I am not. No, I'll be in bed. As exciting as the pack is to me, I'll be in bed. But I think what makes it more exciting for me is the fact that I will get to play it, but I'll have to wait to play it, which was always a thing when I was younger. Because like with The Sims 2 or even just the original Sims, like I would remember going to Walmart and it's like I wasn't even like there was no internet back then. Or I mean there was, but like you had dial up. So like what are you gonna do with that? Which, like there wasn't like as a presence as there is now. There wasn't social media or anything. So I mean there were forums and stuff, chat rooms, but like there wasn't anything to the scale that we had today. So like when I would go to Walmart and I would see a new pack on the shelf, like that was my thing. Like I would every time we go to Walmart, I'd look at the electronics section and look in the games, and that's how I knew a new expansion pack came out. And whether I could get that or not was totally dependent on my parents, because I was a kid at the time, so I didn't really have my own money. Not a lot of kids have their own money. So, you have to stand there and beg your parents in the middle of Walmart, can I please get the new pack? And then usually you have to do a trade. Like I'll have to do some kind of chores or something, or clean the house or just something. Just, okay, you can get the pack today. But then other times I wasn't able to get the pack, which made me sad. Like it was sad, Arthur, for a while. But that didn't mean I didn't always never get the pack. It was just one of those things where like if it was close to like my birthday or Christmas, my parents would be like, oh, just wait until your birthday or wait until Christmas. Christmas is coming up. So, maybe you'll get it then. And it's like, like, because you just see it and you just get so excited. But the anticipation of having to wait to play, I think also makes it a little better, at least for me. That was the whole point. I was, you just sometimes just have to wait to play, and that's just kind of what it is. So this is our last speed build before the expansion pack comes out, and I'm going to say that in the next speed build, we will most likely be building in San Sequoia, which I'm super excited about because I do want to check out some of the lots there, maybe build on an empty lot, do a starter for there, or just check out some of the other pretty homes and maybe renovate them a little bit or something. I'm not really sure. I don't really have a plan yet for what I'm doing in the new world. It's just kind of, whatever, really. I probably will build for sure, using a lot of the new items. So, very excited for that. But yeah, so this also means this is the end of my Growing Together giveaway on Twitter, and I will announce the 2 winners for the 2 copies. But I do have to say that I will be doing one shortly. I will most likely mention it in the next video, probably this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which. I do want to give myself a couple of days to play with the new pack. So since today's Wednesday, it comes out tomorrow. I do want to give myself like 2 or 3 days to kind of check out what's going on, kind of get a feel for things, what's new, really go through all the items, because I find that some of the packs and stuff that have like released recently, including kits, like I don't really know the full extent. I don't sit and go through them. Like when I build, I just look for items like, oh, that's great. Like I'll pull that out. But I really do want to like pick out items and only build houses with either base game or Growing Together items for a few of the builds. That way, for people that have the expansion and the base game, you'll have some great houses to move into, especially with the new infants. So anyway, back to the house. So I sized down these really nice, I believe they were bowling stuff, tables that had like a glass edge. And that was the first time I've seen them. But then I realized that the lamps were just floating because I shrunk them down just a little bit because I thought the tables were a tad too big. But yeah, we just get rid of those tables anyway. As pretty as they were, they just were too big. They were just too like giant big squares. So out here is the open window, lots of light, living kitchen area. You have a bedroom on the first floor, a bathroom on the first floor, actually 2 bathrooms on the first floor. One is attached to, I guess, what I would consider the master bedroom. And then the other one is just like a hallway bath. And then you just have your stairwell and your hallways and stuff. It's a pretty simple house, I have to say. It's very nice, very modern. I actually really love how this house turned out. I love just the variety of colors, but also wood tones, black, the overall like concrete and black I used on the exterior. I was actually thinking of calling it like Concrete Garden or either like Concrete Dreams, but then I thought that could be a future house build name. Or I didn't really want to do Concrete Dreams because then that makes me think of a city, That was the other problem too. So it made me think of like, San Myshuno or something, like living in a city, and concrete jungle, concrete dreams, kind of similar, in my mind anyway, they were. So I didn't really settle on that name, but I just called it Modern Essence. I took away the garden and it went totally modern, and it is now called Modern Essence. But yeah, I really wish I could list some of the packs. I do have to say that despite all of this, there was some musical influence to this house build. So I was listening to some Taylor Swift, Reputation, but I was also listening to Story of the Year, which they just released a new album. So I was listening to that, and I already have a few favorite songs from that. But Taylor Swift's music, I really like her stuff. So yeah, I was listening to just Reputation for this, but some of the songs you just kind of really just go with, But Story of the Year, their new album, was actually surprising. I forgot that was coming out. So I listened to that like the first time through while, building and furnishing this house. And I have to say, some of my favorite songs so far, I have like 5 so far, but I think out of those 5, there's 2 or 3 that I really like, which are called Afterglow, War, and 2005. And it's I have to say, it's totally different from Taylor Swift. This is like rock music, or punk, if you want to call it that. But it's like a punky rock, I guess. But yeah, it's like a totally different vibe from Taylor Swift. But hey, I listen to a variety of different music. I don't really have a particular taste, but if I had to, I would have to say it's like pop, punky rock. Like, I can't even describe what it would be, but I mean, I like Taylor Swift. I like Halsey. I like a lot of the modern stuff. I like Nicki Minaj. Like, it just goes all over the place. But that was my building influence for this house. So we got some punky rock in here. But yeah, I do hope you enjoy this build. It's actually, I think it ties well with the neighborhood, especially now that I've renovated all of the surrounding lots. So yeah, you can find Modern Essence on the Sims 4 gallery. My EA ID is TheSimified. You'll also notice I snuck in some cars there. They're debug cars. I got them from another debug room off of the gallery, but it's because I can never find those in the catalog. I don't like, they used to be there and now they're not. And I've enabled all the cheats. I see all of the other debug crap. And I find like the toy cars, the little itty bitty tiny ones, but when you size those up, that doesn't work. But I don't know if they've hid them or what, but I used to be able to find them all the time. And now I just have to resort to rooms on the gallery, but it works because I just pick a giant room that has all the cars, place it down, pick out the cars I want to use, and that's it. Ignore her. She doesn't come with the house. She's just the BFF household. She was just, photobombing my screenshots because I didn't really want to move her out. I kind of wanted to keep their household fun. So yeah. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy this. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.